All right, moving on. We're going to our LinkedIn session, and we're going to be talking all about LinkedIn. We're going to start with my favorite type of topic, how to do LinkedIn really, really poorly. And then we're going to move into the positive. So we're going to talk about what I have to read it from the show notes. I can't come up with a better title, guys. This is called LinkedIn Fuck Ups.
Get the explicit tag out.
Get the explicit.
Not safe for children.
NC-17. LinkedIn Fuck Ups followed by LinkedIn Awesomeness. I've been looking at this title trying to come up with a better way to say this, but no, we're going to talk about this. So, and we're going to go kind of increasingly specific. The first thing, Guy, that I see people do poorly with LinkedIn, and this is really obvious to SEOs, but most lawyers are missing the boat on this, is the profile that they've so carefully curated and written and spent time hemming and hawing over the right words that they put on their website. They just cut and paste that onto their LinkedIn profile. What's the SEO problem with this?
Copy and pasting your well-crafted bio?
Yeah.
I mean, you're competing with your own site, just creating a duplicate page.
Yeah. Duplicate content, right? So, and LinkedIn does an amazingly good job at ranking for name search, but as soon as you copy and paste yourself into your own LinkedIn profile, you're now competing with yourself, and one of those sites is not going to show for your name search. Huge problem. Because you control what's in LinkedIn, and that's a great opportunity to actually really shine when people are doing that kind of online vetting process for that offline referral, right? LinkedIn and name search are LinkedIn's better at name search than anything. It would be my take, right, Guy? You disagree?
Google business profiles are pretty good too, but if you're counting that, I don't know if you count that one. And then exact match on your domain of your own domain is a good one. But yes, LinkedIn, otherwise a social platform for sure. LinkedIn's coming up for name search. You know, and really, I think under this whole segment, and maybe not so much on the profile stuff, but to me, like some of the biggest mistakes that lawyers are making on LinkedIn is focusing on like gaming the platform versus like actually trying to like connect with people, share information. And it takes us to this idea of one of these ideas of engagement pods, which we'll put a link in to walk you through it. But short version is that I agree to post on your stuff, you agree to post on mine or comment on mine, and we'll try to increase each other's engagement. You get enough people doing this. It's supposed to, LinkedIn wants to surface posts that have the most engagement. Of course, the problem is that these engagement groups, they're like, it's quid pro quo posting and commenting and engagement. Like you're not really there to actually engage. And so it comes out in the comments. So you see, we just had this conversation, Conrad, myself, and a couple other folks on LinkedIn, where, you see a post that's something like productivity is so important to me. And then like the comments are like inspirational or like, 20 great posts, like literally the same thing over and over. And when you see the same people getting this kind of engagement over and over again, it becomes so obvious that it's just manufactured and it just immediately loses authenticity. So, can it be done more seamlessly? Maybe, but again, I'm just overall like once I see that, the damage is done. It just seems so fake. It's like back to like blog post commenting or something.
But I mean, the issue here, Guy, is it's so obviously fake to you and I, right? And I think these engagement pods go even worse. I think that there is, and I've seen this where it is just a circle of people, right? A pod of people. Someone else is logging into each of those accounts, and then they're just copying and pasting the same exact comments, and it just rotates. The same comment showing up on different people's comments. Right. Within that ring over and over again. It's so awful. It depending on what's the substance of the post and the comments are, it's arguable that you're in the misleading communications about a lawyer's service misleading violation of Rule 7.1,
right? Because you're like paying. A lot of these are paid, right? So you're paying these people to be in this thing, and you're trying to make it look like it's just this authentic commenting. And so if you're like, I mean, it's maybe a little bit of a stretcher, but you know, if you post something like, just got another great result for a client, and then a bunch of people you paid to say nice job and congratulations, it's like, well, those aren't really real, right? They're people you paid to write that stuff. So I don't know.
Paid reviews, paid comments. Boy, we
Right.
we wallow in the mud, Guy.
We
I need
wallow
to take
in
a
that.
hot shower.
Tell us about beautiful headshots, Conrad.
Well, this was okay. So this was a great Wall Street Journal article that came out, and I was kind of surprised by the commentary that came back on it. The article on the Wall Street Journal was the perfect LinkedIn profile headshot, right? And photographers charging $1,000 or more. Many of the photographers cited were well over $1,000 for that perfect LinkedIn profile headshot. And I read this at the same time that I ran into two instances of law firm websites where literally the head, they were decapitated photos. And the reason they were decapitated photos was because they were stock photos that clearly weren't the attorney. And so you had to cut the attorney's head off. Otherwise it was, and not just misleading, just it was so bad. So, but the better alternative was to have literally decapitated attorneys, like they were all good looking people in suits, but like without a head. And so I was starting to think about like how much would you pay for that headshot? And as we talk about positioning and differentiation and why you're special, I think if you can grab an image that does an amazing job of capturing who you are, not the fact that you're a lawyer, right? You're not holding a frickin' gavel. You're not on the courtroom steps with the Brooks Brothers suit and a Superman cape on behind you, right? But like capturing the who of who you are and and being able to communicate your positioning in, as Malcolm Gladwell will call it, a blink of an eye, right? That is amazingly powerful. And to me, $1,000 is a low cost that I would pay for that. I don't know what you think. I mean, it sounds like we're throwing money around here at photographers, but like that is so powerful.
Yeah, and you know, it's one of the first things that everybody will tell you to do, and is put some kind of photo up there, right? Because the worst thing you can possibly have is just like the generic, like it just shows that you're not even on LinkedIn, right? And it's weird because I'll see people that are actually posting on LinkedIn with just the LinkedIn avatar thing, like the empty profile thing. And until this conversation, I thought it was the worst thing you could do, but probably worse to have a cropped stock photo of somebody else as your profile. So it's probably better to do nothing if you're going to do stock photos or gavels or poorly cropped images. But yeah, I mean, you know, the people, this forms an impression in people's minds about you, and you know, whether you like it or not, like people go look you up there. It comes up for name search. You know, we've seen the horror stories with images, but it seems like a good investment. I mean, it's no different than investing in anything else you're doing to make a presentation to a client or potential client. It's your for lack of repeating myself in a better word, it's your avatar out there. So definitely worth investing in.
I would say at the very least, go hire a starving wedding photographer to come in midweek and shoot the firm, right?
Yeah.
It's so worth it. The imagery is just absolutely worth it.
Yeah. Same with the cover imagery as well, right? Some of the cover imagery is just like, you know, people try to put their logos in there and they're just not formatted right, and it just, you know, that's not a great
When you
way to
say
do it.
cover imagery, what do you mean?
So behind, if you're looking at a profile, there's a place to add an image.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes. We're still on the LinkedIn side of things. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I thought we were talking about LinkedIn.
No, but think about like I thought you were referring to a hero image on a site, but think about that background that you can put up on LinkedIn. There's so much you can communicate with that, right? There's so I have a I have a logo of Mockingbird, right? I could probably do a lot more to talk about the positioning of Mockingbird with that cover imagery, right?
Yeah, and check it out on both I mean, mobile device really, really important because again, a lot of people are accessing LinkedIn on an app. And so even if it looks right in your browser on your desktop, make sure you're checking it on mobile because it doesn't always crop right. And so spend some time on that because all of your awesome positioning might get lost if it gets formatted improperly on mobile.
Money makes it makes a world go round. Yeah, money make a world go round. Yeah, money make a world go round.